Hi, Stefania. It's really our pleasure to meet you today in our virtual meeting. Here, I would like to introduce three persons, so including myself, who are today with you. This is Krzysztof Pietraszkiewicz, the renowned banking expert and also participating in Polish Science and Economic Forum. Katarzyna Rynkiewicz, she's a health and benefit director at Aon, so an American insurance broker, and I have the pleasure to be CEO of Aon in Poland. But the biggest pleasure and the biggest star for us is you. So we would like to hear more about you. You will 5 minutes for presentation of yourself, your aspiration, your dreams, and then we will have 3 minutes to ask you additional questions. So with no undue delay, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So good afternoon. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Stefania Bogacz and I am 17 years old. I am currently the student of the first high school of Kazimierza Brodzińskiego in Tarnowie, which is a school that a big part of my family has attended, starting with my late great-grandfather, who graduated from there over 8 years ago. And I am currently studying in a biology and chemistry class, and in the future, I would like to become a doctor. Since I was a kid, I knew that my future job should revolve around helping others. At first, when I was in kindergarten, I really wanted to become a teacher so that I could help those who struggled with learning. However, with time, I realized that I wanted a more challenging profession and one in which I would be helping the vulnerable directly. So after doing some research and some thinking, I came to a conclusion that the perfect fit for me would be becoming a doctor. And that was when I was around 14 years old. And the main factor that made me make up my mind for choosing this profession was my family's medical history, starting with my late grandfather, who in the 90s fell ill and was in need of a heart transplant surgery, for which he thankfully waited less than a year. The second person was my younger cousin, who after she was born, she was in need of a life-saving open heart surgery. And the last person was my already mentioned late great-grandfather, who at a very young age passed away, leaving his wife and 3 kids due to tuberculosis. So as you can see, in my family's life, doctors have played an important role for many years now. Thanks to them, my grandfather could live on for 15 years and have pretty much a new healthy life. My cousin is still with us today, living a happy and healthy life. And although my great-grandfather did not survive tuberculosis, it was thanks to the doctors that worked really hard so that he could live for a few extra months and have some more time with his wife and his children. They were all given a second chance, and I would love to be able to pass it on to others. And medicine is also a constantly developing field in which new discoveries are being made. And those discoveries can not only help humans, patients, but they can also save their lives. I am fully aware that there is a long and hard road of hard work and dedication, but I am more than ready to work hard to reach my goal. My biggest motivation to reach my goal, apart from my family, of course, is Marie Curie. She was a Polish woman who over 130 years ago, after going through a lot of hurdles, managed to move to Paris, to study there, get a degree there, and to become very successful in a field dominated by men and having great accomplishments such as discovering radium, which revolutionized our world pretty much. And for a woman like her, though women like her in these days could barely read or write, so it was a great accomplishment. She was also the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes. In my free time, I like to pursue certain activities. However, I must admit that my favorite ones are the outdoor activities. I really like playing tennis, going for long walks, and riding on my bike. However, I must admit that my favorite activity is hiking, which I fell for thanks to my late uncle. And my favorite region for doing so is Beskids Sądeckie, which is thankfully quite close to me. And I also love to travel. Thanks to my parents, I have visited a big part of Europe, which I am very grateful for. Those trips did not only allow me to immerse myself into foreign cultures, but they also made me appreciate and be thankful for the life that I have. In my spare time, I also like to draw portraits of famous and influential people, and some of my latest works include Queen Elizabeth II and Mikołaj Kopernik. And my motivation for applying to this great scholarship must be my love for traveling and my curiosity of the world. As I have mentioned in my motivation letter, my lifelong dream was to visit the USA, and this scholarship would allow me to see some of the most popular cities in the world, such as Los Angeles and San Francisco. It will also allow me to see what it is like to be a student in a such prestigious university as Stanford, and it will also allow me to see the brains working in a such big, popular and influential companies as LinkedIn and Google. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Stefania, for great presentation. Could you, because I hear from your presentation that you would like to be a doctor, save people, and this is a great profession and really the great future. How do you think this visit in Silicon Valley could help you in this development path, in this way? How to connect this?
I am sure that by visiting Silicon Valley, I will meet a lot of influential people, as well as people who have worked their way to reach their goals. And I also believe that by meeting, for example, students at Stanford or even professors there, they will kind of show me how they managed to be successful in life, as well as show me the direction which I should take to my personal development, to reaching my full potential, and to, most importantly, reaching my goals.
Do you know any or you hear about any Stanford professor who is in the field of medicine, in the field of what you are interested?
Unfortunately, I cannot recall the name right now. However, recently I read this really interesting books about the genetics, and it said that some of the Stanford professors contributed to writing the DNA code. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stefania. Maybe Krzysztof, some questions?
Stefania, during pandemia period, a lot of Poles, and not only Poles, were against vaccines. How do you think, how we may change this opinion and approach of citizens for the vaccines and new solutions in medicine?
I think that Polish people need a lot of time to adjust to new things. I think that they will be pro-vaccines if they will see that they are not as harmful as they think they are. And I also believe that they should not concentrate so much on conspiracy theories, what they are reading online, because some of the news are just so far away from the truth that, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kasia, Katarzyna?
Hello again, Stefania. It was a pleasure to hear your story. Especially was moved by what you were saying about your family, and I've seen you are really connected with the family, and I heard that your past experience influenced your choices. So I was wondering if you had a chance to go to Silicon Valley and learn there. Would you rather come back home and spread the knowledge among your community, or would you stay there and work and you know, do things to develop yourself?
Yes, so if I ever were to study in Silicon Valley, I would 100% come back to Poland, so I could, so with the experience I have gained there, I would be able to help the patients here with severe cases, because nowadays, as we hear, a lot of Polish patients have to fly out to America, Germany, and other places in the world in order to get the adequate medical help. And really often those treatments in America can be very expensive for those families. And even if they, let's say, collected enough money in a fundraiser, really often those even small children did not survive to this time. So I would like to come back here and be able to give the patients the immediate help they need.
Mm. Okay, great. Thank you. That's a good idea, because most of the doctors are already leaving Poland. So that's definitely a good to hear that. And maybe last question: would you rather work with kids or adults? And what would you choose for the future? Because being a doctor is really wide.
Yeah, well, as of now, I am not quite sure of what like a specialty I want to go into. However, as of now, I'm quite sure that I want to go into like a surgery, and I would love to well, based on my cousin's story, as I have mentioned, I would love to be able to help young children, because I believe that as of now, we have a lot of great specialists for all the people who need the help. But I think we should also concentrate on the younger generation, because pretty much they are like, in the future, they will be the ones in our society who have who take a huge role, you know, in saving our planet, in overall caring for the world.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good luck then to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you very much, Stefania. It was a very interesting story, and I am happy that we will have a new generation of doctors, because we are missing a lot of them now. So all the best with your study. And really, you can be proud that you are in the group of the best candidates, best let's say brains in the country, whom we picked for today and for our recruitment. We will so congratulations, thank you for the presentation, and we will inform you shortly after we finish all presentation and recruitment. We will tell you about the results. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.